listening to Anthony on the Virus, Sirius XM.
Speaking of can't skate, can't dance, what's going on with Paul McCartney and Heather Mills?
Heather Mills hit Sir Paul McCartney with the worst accusations yet.
Jerry Pinicoli has the breaking couples news.
Paul McCartney shooting down domestic abuse allegations. Today, the Beatles legend fires back on Extra over the explosive new claims from his estranged wife, Heather Mills. In 13 pages of court papers, Heather alleges Paul stabbed her in the arm with a broken wine glass, shoved her when she was pregnant, and grabbed her around the throat. In a statement issued through his lawyers, Paul says he wants to protect his children and not comment publicly, but that in court, quote, our client will be defending these allegations vigorously and appropriately. A source close to Paul today accuses Heather of leaking the court papers to hurt Paul's reputation.
No more Michelle Nidell.
When they always say that thing where he shoved her when she was pregnant, you're pregnant for 9 months. What, you're supposed to not shove somebody for 9 months? It's like almost a year. You're supposed to hands off the beauty queen, got a baby in her.
Yeah, it could have been real early on. She pissed him off.
Right after she took the test and he shoved her.
Let me hear a love song. And just picture him just slapping her around.
Pregnant. Love you with a wine glass.
Yeah.
You whole.
Bring me a wine glass. You one-legged bitch.
She was on Larry King years ago, and she was saying that she didn't know who Paul McCartney was, and she fell in love with him just as a guy.
Oh, sure.
It's like, come on.
Liar.
He's a Beatle.
Because he's also so good-looking,
Yeah.
He's old.
He looks like an older woman now.
He does.
Definitely.
He's like 65, and he has hair like Christy McNichol in 1978. You can't be attracted
Family.
to him.
But every time that anybody does, whenever they do court papers publicly, it's always awful. It's never like, he told a boring story. And so I'm divorcing him.
Yeah, it's all the awful stuff. Yeah, no one's going to remember that. One night, she sat there and just talked about a new rug.
No, it's almost like you hear the lawyer saying to her, well, you couldn't say stuff like shoved you when you were pregnant, stabbed you with a wine glass.
I'll take a wine glass to start, and then I'd like a no stump operation for dessert.
Why aren't you getting your stump? Isn't that a hopeless cause?
I know.
Your stump operated
Unless they're grafting a lizard tail onto it and have that thing grow.
I want to get a bottle opener on my stump.
What could they possibly do?
The improvement.
Anything they do is just going to make it shorter.
Help my stump.
I know. You're not getting an operation on your stump.
Your stump?
Your stump.
Today, in an extra exclusive, Heather's friend and American publicist Michelle Elizabeth reacts to the accusation.
She did not leak anything. She wouldn't. Otherwise, she would have come to me.
So we had to ask, if this alleged abusive behavior was going on, why did Heather stay?
All you need is love? That's what she thought.
Wow.
Quotes.
All you need is love.
He used my stump to roll over some pizza dough. I don't even like pizza.
They're all in Europe. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, God. Married to a Beatle. She hit the lotto anyway.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
No prenup, right?
And he had a kid with her.
Oof. Yeah, see.
Her kids should just kill him. I mean, his kids. They're probably older than she is. They're probably older than she is.
Trying to sleep and hearing clunk, clunk at night as she gets up for a midnight snack.
Parrots flying all over the place.
That is the medical term, stump, right?
There should be a nicer word.
It's like, what's her name? Pamela, who plays my wife on the show, who's actually very funny. She was talking about how medical advances, they can take the retina of an eagle and transplant it to another eagle. But for a walker, they still the cut open tennis balls all they got. That's the best. Like a millionaire's got his cut open
with the tennis ball
on the end of the walker.
And what is that? Yeah, is there a medical terminology for the tennis ball?
Nobody cares after a while.
No,
about old people.
I've seen the old folks though that really have the fancy ones with the handbrakes on them and everything.
But they still got the tennis
wheels and the tennis.
Hold on, Aunt. We need the humor to be directed carefully.
Well, Paul McCartney once wrote a song, P.S. I Love You. Mr. McCartney could pen a follow-up, P.S. I Didn't Beat You. Heather and Paul.
What?
That was
unfathomable.
Wow.
At number 2, Heather is now publicly accusing her soon-to-be former husband of abuse. The London Evening Standard published information they claim was leaked from the Mills-McCartney divorce papers, which include Paul beat her. Paul is an alcoholic and a heavy drug user, and even that Paul tried to stop her from breastfeeding their daughter, telling her, quote, "They are my breasts." Paul, as you can imagine, has quickly retaliated via his lawyer, saying, quote, he recognizes that the only correct form for his response is in the current divorce proceedings. Our client will be defending these allegations vigorously and appropriately. Mills peeps say the divorce documents are highly confidential and refuse to confirm if the leaked info is genuine.
Didn't deny it, though.
How do you not deny that?
Just get out and say, look, whatever this, whoever leaked this, whatever is not true.
Yeah.
There you go.
The moment you so did you stab her with a wine glass?
This is all going to come out in court. Yeah. I'd rather have this come out in court in sealed documents where no one will ever hear the truth than me saying no here in the public forum where it's going to make every news story.
Yeah, where it's the only place that actually matters.
Yeah, that only matters in the public eye.
He didn't deny the claim or anything?
No denial of anything.
Maybe he figures by not even commenting on it, it's so absurd, you know.
Sometimes that works, but not in this case. In this case, he should just...
But wouldn't she get a pile of money without accusing him of anything just by being married to him?
More money. Now you get more money.
How much could he lose, really, if it's all true? Like, how much could he really lose? Like $10 million?
Way more than that.
Probably
It's
hundreds.
still splitting millions. It would be great if he just went, that's right, I did. She's a cunt.
Did it all. What do you want from me?
Spend 5 minutes with her, you'd stab her with it. What have you got in your hand, mate?
Mate.
Sorry for saying that word.
Sorry, there's a guy around the corner there that has a button.
Takes care of that.
Hopefully. Although, when we got fired last time, the same guy that's on the button now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like hiring John Carr to babysit your daughter.
Put her in a little cowboy hat and some 6 guns.
The Gambler. Did you ever see that?
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, awesome movie. Yeah. It's really cool. Paul Sorvino's also in it.
All right.
He keeps like making more and more dangerous bets and losing. And then finally he just gets a black hooker and starts a fight with her pimp.
Yeah.
It turns out it's like, cause obviously he's got nothing to do with gambling. This guy
he
just
can't gamble any more money, so he gambles with his life.
So he just goes and he slaps a dangerous pimp.
Yeah. Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear play.
Huggy Bear, of course he did.
Yeah, of course.
What else is he going to play? The president in a movie?
Yeah.
You're listening to Anthony.
He wanted to listen to jazz music on North Rampart last night. Instead, musician John Gross sat outside of King Bolden's bar, shocked.
Yeah, that's beyond anything that I've directly experienced before.
Just a few doors down,
I mean, she is dismembered.
police find a woman murdered in this apartment thanks to a tip from her killer. Her body in pieces. Police say the man who did this jumped to his death right after from the rooftop bar of the Omni Royal Hotel last night. But the scene at the Omni Royal Hotel was just the beginning of a long night for police. When they checked inside of the suicide victim's pockets, they found a 5-page suicide note leading them to an apartment complex on the 800 block of North Rampart.
When the detectives went in the apartment, they found a dead white female that had been dismembered.
Sources close to the investigation tell Eyewitness News they found her legs inside of the oven, her head in a pot on the stove.
It appears he cleaned it up a lot before he left.
Police say he planned the whole thing.
I would imagine that he was in some serious mental anguish and pain.
You imagine?
I couldn't fathom to think what caused him to do it.
Good call.
But he had to be in some serious pain to do it.
Lucy Bustamante, Channel 4, Eyewitness News.
Did he at least put a mint on the pillow?
What else? It'd be really funny if they say, "What was your reason?" He's like, "I loved her, but honest to God, I was just hungry."
Starving. My mind not to do that. I forgot.
Every place was closed that I called for takeout.
I saw those legs.
They weren't married. They'd hooked up. They were actually featured in a story during Katrina that they weren't going to evacuate, so they stayed there. And the news did a whole story on them. They're out in front of this place, cooking beans on some open fire.
Oh, that
coincidence. And then
5-page suicide note.
Yeah,
it's a little long.
5 pages.
You don't want to write a suicide note where people are going da da da. What else?
All right, yada yada. So they did a feature on them, and he dismembered her. and then the legs were in a pan in the oven, turned on.
Hold on, Aunt.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Jerry Springer, there he is. All of our listeners are just pounding the phone lines and voting for Jerry Springer.
This is not good for America. Well, I suspected that might happen, what happened last night, but when we were finally under the spotlight and they do the drum roll and, one of the two couples are going home, I really thought I was going home then.
Yeah, you did, huh? Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
Let me make a case to you, okay?
All right.
Yeah, well, it's enough.
He's had it.
I love that that's the case. Just
no, it's it's fun, but it really isn't fair.
Don't fight anymore. It's a free country.
Great dancers.
It's not fair for the other dancers. We know, Jerry.
They're really good.
We don't care.
That's the
thing is that when unfair things happen to dancers, it doesn't matter.
And all they love watching you dance.
Yeah, and next week I have to do now I have to do what? The mambo and the foxtrot?
Is it the foxtrot? By the way, you look stunning in your matador outfit.
Honestly, guys, when was the last time you did a mambo?
I can't say the mambo.
Yeah. Mambo, Carlos. Tuna fish. What am I, a cat or something?
My grandmother didn't do this. So, Jerry, how are the knees holding up?
They actually do hurt, particularly the left knee. I mean, they got it really taped up, and it's absurd, it's not my idea.
Now, the judges always give you very, very bad scores.
Yeah, but they're always very nice.
Yeah, they're very nice.
They're really nice, and then they always give me the lowest score, which means they at least have integrity.
Yeah, but they really give you the lowest scores, and they really do not want you on this show.
Yeah.
Why can't you quit? Can't you just say, I don't want to do this anymore, or you just don't have it?
Well, he has a dance partner he has to think of.
Yeah, because as soon as I lose, they put her on a boat back to Australia.
Wow.
It's absurd.
This is the guy that runs the Jerry Springer show saying this is absurd.
They shoot horses, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like that.
Yeah. Well, there's just no excuse for this. But I'm trying. It's just, everyone thinks I threw it 2 nights ago. I wasn't trying to lose. That was, that's what and then they say, oh, you weren't trying. That was my best effort.
Your best effort has people thinking you're trying to throw the fight.
Yeah, what does that say? Talk about self-esteem.
Now, your partner
yes,
is very good.
She's phenomenal. She really is. She is.
And I guess people are assuming that's what's getting you through.
Well, of course. No, I think it's my back step that does it. It's good. Yeah, she's getting me through. She's great.
Do you get to talk? If you get kicked off either way, do you get to talk?
Yes.
Okay, so no matter what, you get to say something?
I was working on my speech last night. And it's a good one. You're really going to like it.
Or is and Anthony show in it?
Yeah.
It certainly should. We're like Charlie Sheen, and you're like that Vietnamese guy with the big teeth, and we're just shooting at your feet.
Dance!
Yeah. It's like the guy in the old cowboy movies,
Yeah.
The pistol, yeah.
It's like, pow, pow, what was that movie? It's Spider.
Shane.
Yeah.
Shane.
They love you, Jerry. They're going to be voting for you, and I apologize for that, but there really is no other way this can go.
No.
Okay. This will be good for America.
Yes.
And you think the culture's falling apart.
How many shows you do in one day?
Well, now, while this is going on, I do 3 shows a day.
3 shows a day. So you got to deal with 3 shows worth of those mutants.
You fly commercial or private?
Private. I have my own plane.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, if you were a dancer, you'd have one too.
Jeez. You're a pilot or?
No.
Fly yourself?
Myself up there. No.
Like to see his rudder kneecap go out and have him spin in.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Springer.
Be there at the ceremony, okay?
I would love it.
Great. Hey, thanks a lot.
Have a safe flight.
Thank you, Jerry. Have fun, man.
Bye, sweetie.
I just love how miserable he is that this is working. Like, he didn't want it right from the start. He was going, I want off this show. And that's the only reason we were saying, vote for this guy. We want to make his life miserable.
The Anthony Podcast.
Otto and George, the great Otto and George, with Nina Hartley, actually, at Comics tonight on 14th Street in the Meatpacking District. It's a very hot new comedy club here in New York City.
Yeah.
And how can they get tickets? Do you know, Otto? I have one thing I have to mention. New Year's Eve, I'm doing the Borgata in Atlantic City. Tickets go on sale Saturday morning at Ticketmaster if you want to go.
I can't
And Roland
wait.
had something to tell people very briefly.
Oh, Roland.
I forget. It was just something he mentioned to me about my Hammerstein show.
Yesterday, a guy called Ed Norton wants to come see Jimmy at Hammerstein.
Oh, November 10th.
Yeah. I won't accept this as fact.
No,
this is a lie. I can't stand this.
He's excited to see him. He hasn't seen him live before.
Edward needed 4 tickets. So I wasn't sure that Roland said that. So I just sure that he wanted to.
You don't know how it annoys me that an actor like Edward Norton, who I think is a really good actor.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton, the actor, is a fan of this little nothing.
Oh, cut it out. He just wanted to come to see some comedy. I just 4 tickets. I just wasn't sure what you said. I didn't mean to do anything.
You stink.
Sirius XM, the virus. You're listening to Anthony.